Okay, in this video we are going to discuss how to determine whether two graphs are isomorphic or not. Okay, so let's start with these two graphs, and we want to determine whether these two graphs are isomorphic or not. Okay, let me call this graph G and this graph H. Okay, so before finding an isomorphism or a map between the vertex set of G and H, okay, we can do some basic steps. Okay, and if it satisfies this basic step, then we will try to find a bijective map. Okay, so the first thing what we could do is, okay, we can check whether the number of vertices are same or not. Okay, same number of vertices. So here if you can look into this graph, okay, you can see that this graph has 6 vertices and this graph do have 6. Okay, so if two graphs are isomorphic, they must have the same number of vertices, because we want to exhibit a bijunction. So the bijunction between two sets, if there is a bijunction between two sets, then both the sets have the same size. Okay, so the second check that we can do is we can check whether both graphs have the same number of edges. Okay, so first check is whether they have the same number of vertices, and since we have to establish if they are isomorphic, we need to exhibit a bijunction, so the number of edges must be same. So here again we can see that this graph has 9 edges and this graph do have 9 edges. Okay, and since these two graphs have the same number of vertices and edges, next what we do is we will look for some kind of structural similarities or dissimilarity. Okay, okay, so if you look into this particular graph, this graph G, you can see that okay, this is a 3 regular graph. Okay, all the vertices have degree 3. Similarly, if you look into this graph again, you can see that all the vertices have degree 3. Okay, so this is a 3 regular graph, and this is also a 3 regular graph. Okay, and okay, so this is a structural kind of thing. So here this graph, it is a 3 regular graph. Similarly, this graph is also a 3 regular graph. Okay, and again we can see that if you look into this particular graph, okay, here we can see that this graph is a bipartite graph. Okay, so what we could do is we could put all these vertices 1, 2 and 3 into one partition and 4, 5 and 6 into a different partition. Okay, so this graph is a bipartite graph. Okay, if this is not a bipartite graph, then we can surely say that because these two graphs are not isomorphic. Okay, but again here also we can see that okay, this graph is also a bipartite graph. Okay, so the bipartition will look something like, okay, so what we could do is we could take okay, these 3 vertices, okay, A, E, okay, and C. If we take these 3 vertices and if you put into a set and the remaining to a different set. Okay, we can see that there is only edge between different part aids. Okay, and okay, in this case one part corresponds to these vertices A, C and D, and the second part corresponds to F, B and D. Okay, so it's also a bipartite graph. Okay, and it seems like these two graphs are isomorphic. Okay, so if these two graphs are isomorphic, then we have to give a map between the vertices of G, and if this graph is a V1 E1 and if this is a V2 E2, then if you are able to find a map from V1 and V2, and if this map is a bijective map and it preserves adjacency, okay, then we can definitely say that this graph is isomorphic. Okay, so anyway, this graph is isomorphic, and okay, one map will look something like this. Okay, so in the first row, let me put all the vertices of G 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and one possible mapping is as follows. Okay, we map 1 to B, 2 to D, 3 to F and 4 to D. Okay, not D. Okay, B, D, F, 4 to C, 5 to E. Okay, 5 to E and 6 to A. Okay, so one possible mapping could be something like this. So that's not enough. So here again we can see that, okay, if you consider this mapping, okay, this mapping is bijective. Okay, that is very easy to see. So if you look into this particular thing, you can see that okay, every element in V2 is covered and no two or more elements are mapped to a particular element in V2. Okay, so we can see that F is a bijunction. Okay, and if you are able to show that F preserves adjacency, then we are done. Okay, anyway, I won't go through the entire proof here. Okay, so let's look into say one edge, and okay, let's consider 1, 4. Okay, and we can see that 1, 4 it maps to F of 1, F of 4. Okay, F of 1 is B and F of 4 is C. Okay, what about BC? Okay, BC is an edge. Okay, 1, 4 is an edge here, 1 and 4 are adjacent here, and similarly you can see that F of 1 and F of 4, which is B and C, they are also adjacent in H. Okay, so the adjacency is preserved for this edge. Okay, and so check for all edges. So I am not going to do all the steps here. Okay, check for all. So you can see that, okay, the adjacency is preserved for each pair of vertices here. If two vertices are adjacent here, then under the mapping, the mapped vertices will be adjacent here, and if they are not adjacent, then they are not adjacent. The mapped vertices won't be adjacent in this vertex. Okay, so I am not going through the entire check here. Okay, so this graph is these two graphs. Okay, since we are able to find a map, and this map is bijective and it do preserves adjacency. Okay, so we can say that these two graphs are isomorphic. Okay, G and H are isomorphic. And here one important thing to remember is that, so here 1, 2, 3 is in one part and 4, 5, 6 is in the other part. Similarly here, okay, these three vertices are in one part and other three vertices are in a different part. So the mapping should be in such a way that if you consider a particular part, then it must get mapped to a particular partition in the other graph. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 must be mapped to, okay, 1, 2, 3, if 1, 2, 3, okay, if one is mapped to B, then the other two must map to either D or F. Okay, similarly, if you want, you can also find a different mapping, something like this, 1, 2, 3, and you can map 1 with C, 2 with E, and 3 with A, 4 with B, 5 with D, and 6 with F. Okay, so the thing is that mapping of one partition must be or all the vertices of one part must be mapped to the vertices of a different part in the other side. Okay, so anyway, this is just one map. If you want, you can find many different paths, something like that. Okay, so here, okay, we are able to come up with a map, and we are able to prove that it's a bijunction and it preserves adjacency. Okay, then these two graphs are isomorphic. Okay, so anyway, this is how we show that two graphs are isomorphic. We will do some kind of basic checks, and if they satisfy those basic checks, then we will try hard to find a map. And if we are able to find a map, and if that map is both bijective and preserves adjacency, then we can say that those two graphs are isomorphic. Okay, so let's look into our second example. And okay, you are given two graphs, G and H, and that G equal to B1 E1 and H is equal to B2 E2, and you want to determine whether these two graphs are isomorphic or not. Okay, so what we do is we will start with the basic checks. Okay, so here if you look into this graph, you can see that this graph has 8 vertices, and this graph it do have 8 vertices. Okay, and if you count the number of edges in this graph, okay, you get 1, 2, 3, okay, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so this graph has 12 edges. Okay, similarly, if you count the number of edges here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I think 8 plus 4. Okay, 8 plus 4. Okay, again you can see that this graph do have 12 edges. Okay, so these two quantities match. And again you can see that if you look into this particular graph, okay, you can see that this graph is a 3 regular graph. Okay, all the vertices have degree 3. Similarly, if you look into this graph, okay, all the vertices have degree 3. So this is a 3 regular one, and this is also a 3 regular graph. So at this point you might be tempted to say that G and H are isomorphic. Okay, so look, what we can do is we can look for a structural property that one has, okay, and the other doesn't. Okay, if you are able to come up with such a structural property, then we can definitely say that the graph is not isomorphic. Okay, so find the structural property this particular graph has, and this graph doesn't have the structural property, then these two graphs must not be isomorphic. So anyway, okay, these two graphs are not isomorphic. Proving isomorphic is somewhat hard. Okay, anyway, there is no general procedure for that purpose. Okay, you have to try hard. Okay, so in this case we can see that okay, so let me give why these why these two graphs are not isomorphic. Okay, so okay, let's consider, say, okay, this vertex, okay, this vertex, and okay, this vertex. So these vertices are not mutually adjacent. Okay, these vertices are not mutually adjacent. Similarly, you can see that okay, V1 and V4 are mutually adjacent, V1 and V2 are mutually adjacent, V5 is mutually adjacent. Okay, and here we can see that so V1 and V3 are not mutually adjacent. Then we can see that okay, V1, V3 and V8, they are not mutually adjacent, right? Okay, and similarly, okay, I think one more. Okay, so if you consider these four vertices, V1, V8, V3, V6, okay, those four vertices are not mutually adjacent. Okay, so in G here we have four mutually non-adjacent vertices. Okay, so we have four mutually non-adjacent vertices here, and let's try to see whether we can find such a thing here. If you are not able to find four mutually adjacent vertices here, then definitely okay, these two graphs are non-isomorphic. Okay, so let's start with 1. Okay, so then we are not allowed to consider 2, 8 and 5, right? Okay, so okay, let's take 4. So we can see that 4 and 1 are not mutually adjacent. Okay, so if you take 4, then you are not allowed to take 8, 5 and 3. Okay, and we are left with okay, these two vertices, 7 and 6. Okay, so let's take 6 for example. So if we take 6, then we are not allowed to take 7, 2 or 5. Okay, so after that we can see that we are left with 1, 2, 3, okay, these four vertices. So if you look into 7, okay, this 7 is adjacent to 6, 8 is adjacent to 1, okay, 2 is adjacent to 1, and 3 is adjacent to 4, and 5 is adjacent to 4 and 6. Okay, so in this case we can see that okay, if you look into the this graph, okay, this graph, it does not have a set of four vertices that are mutually non-adjacent. Okay, similarly you can see that rather than taking 4, if you go with 3, okay, again you will get into this kind of situation. Okay, so you can try possible combinations here, and okay, you will see that you won't be able to find 4 vertices that are mutually non-adjacent. So this is one structural property that this graph has, this graph does not have. Okay, so here in this graph we have four mutually non-adjacent vertices, and here this graph, it does not have a set of 4 mutually non-adjacent vertices. Okay, so this graph, it have this structural property, and this graph, it doesn't have this one. Okay, and that's enough to show that these two graphs are non-isomorphic. Okay, so these two graphs G and H are not isomorphic, so are not isomorphic. morphic. Okay, so let's look into one more example. So let's consider these two graphs. Okay, again we can see that here for this graph the total number of vertices is 6. So similarly here also the total number of is equal to 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, and the number of edges is equal to 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, similarly in this graph you can see that we have three vertices of odd, three vertices of degree 1. Okay, that's 1 6 and 5, and here we can see we have three vertices. Okay, again three vertices of degree 1. Okay, this vertex, this one and this one. Okay, and one degree 3 vertex. Okay, this one 4, and here again we can see that this graph do have 1 degree 3 vertex. Okay, this C, and 2 vertices. Okay, 2 and 3 here, and similarly here also we have 2 degree 2 vertices. Okay, so it seems like these two graphs are isomorphic. Okay, but the thing is that in this case we have this thing, right? 1 degree 3 vertex and 1 degree 3 vertex. So this vertex, right? 4 and C. Okay, so that says in that mapping 4 must be mapped to C. Okay, but here we can see that if you look into the neighbors of this 4, okay, here the neighbors of 4, it has 2 vertices of degree 1, okay, and 1 vertex of degree 2. And if you look into this C, okay, you can see that there is only 1 vertex of degree 1 and the neighboring 2 vertices have degree 2. Okay, so that's the structural mismatch here. Okay, so let me go and write that. Okay, and because of that so since 4 must be mapped to C here, okay, this 2 neighbors of 4 have degree 1, but here if you look into this graph only 1 neighbor has degree 1. Okay, so that says these two graphs are not isomorphic. Okay, so let me go and write down what I said. Okay, so that vertex 4 here, right? Vertex 4 in G corresponds to, it must be mapped to vertex vertex C in H, right? Because of this reason, okay, those two are the only vertices with degree 3. Sorry for this, I meant this one. Okay, okay, no, I was correct. Okay, 1 degree 1 degree 3 but degree 1. Okay, okay, 1 degree 3 vertex. Okay, 1 degree 3 vertex, 1 degree 3 vertex. Okay, so vertex 4 in G corresponds to vertex C in H, because okay, this is the vertex here having 3 degree 3, and this is the only one here having degree 3, so that means 4 must correspond to C. Okay, but the thing is that okay, vertex 4 in G corresponds to vertex C in H, as there are no other vertices. Okay, of degree 3. Okay, so as I said, you can see that in H there is only one degree vertex, okay, D, okay, in which is adjacent to C. Okay, this vertex adjacent to C. Okay, while in G there are two vertices of degree 1 adjacent to this 4. Okay, while in G there are two 1 degree vertices, 6 and 5, right? Okay, 6 and 5 adjacent to okay, and because of this reason, okay, G and H are not isomorphic. Okay, and that's it. Okay.